VIREXUS World, your channel. Strategy starts with knowledge. Today we will analyze how to build a survival garden. Zero to System. Professional yet simple guide. Do you know why most gardens fail? Because most people don't build a garden. They just plant vegetables. And that small difference can lead to huge results over the years. Many gardens weaken after just a few seasons. The soil gets tired. Yields drop. Eventually people give up. But some gardens last for years, even on small plots. What makes the difference? Soil scientist Sir Albert Howard gave a simple answer. If you look after the soil will look after you. Real production doesn't start with plants. It starts with soil. Healthy soil retains water. It produces nutrients. It strengthens plants. That's why a strong garden is built on 3 core elements: properly prepared, living soil, right plant selection, a simple yet reliable irrigation system. When these 3 come together, a small garden becomes a true food production system. In this chapter, we will show you exactly how. Site selection. Observe before you start. Before planting a garden, pause and just observe. Permaculture's first rule is simple: long observation, short intervention. Most people see a plot of land and immediately start working. But rushing leads to small mistakes that grow over the years. An ideal survival garden isn't only about soil. You must understand the climate, sun patterns, water flow, and wind direction. Where does the morning sun rise? Which areas are shaded at noon? Where does frost accumulate in winter? How does rainwater move across the land? From which direction does the wind blow strongest, and where can natural breaks be created? Answers to these questions directly affect garden productivity. Let's now examine the basic requirements for an ideal survival garden. At least 6 hours of sunlight per day, natural or artificial windbreaks, easy access to a water source, ideally within 30 to 40 meters of your home for emergencies. By observing first, you understand where to plant, how to set up irrigation, and where to provide protection. Rushed decisions reduce productivity. Every garden that begins with proper observation becomes a resilient system that feeds you for years. Properly prepared and living soil. Soil isn't just a surface for plants to sit on. Most people ignore this, they just plant. But real production starts within the soil. Renowned soil scientist Victor Schauberger once said, "Soil is a living organism. Without understanding it, you cannot expect production." A living soil hosts billions of microorganisms, fungi, and worms. These tiny life forms break down organic matter, deliver nutrients to plants, retain water, roots to, and allow, penetrate deeply. The more alive your soil, the more productive your garden. How can we achieve this? Add organic matter. Compost, leaf litter, and animal manure provide carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, fuel for microbes, and strengthen the soil's natural cycles. Protect the soil from unnecessary disturbance. Frequent tilling or digging destroys microbes and reduces soil vitality. Support natural cycles. Mulching, ground cover, and proper irrigation prevent nutrient and water loss and promote microbial growth. Properly prepared soil doesn't just increase yields, it makes your garden resilient in crises. It retains water in droughts, nourishes plants when nutrients are scarce, and improves soil fertility over time. The secret to a survival garden is understanding your soil and investing in it. For a strong system, soil must be living, well prepared, and continuously nourished. Continuous production and choosing the right plants. A garden's productivity isn't limited to soil quality alone. The real difference begins with which plants you choose. To maintain continuous production, consider 4 key criteria. 1. Perennial plants. Vegetables, fruits and herbs that regenerate the soil each year. Examples: asparagus, artichoke, chives, blueberries. They produce food annually without depleting the soil. 2. Low-maintenance species. Plants tolerant to drought, shade or wind ensure uninterrupted production. Examples: thyme, lavender and hardy tomato varieties. They produce yields with minimal watering and care. 3. Varied harvest times. Early, mid and late season varieties keep the harvest flowing. Examples: lettuce and spinach, early; beans and zucchini, mid; pumpkin and cauliflower, late. 4. Soil-plant compatibility. Not every plant thrives in every soil. Proper combinations support microbial nutrient cycles. Examples: beans and peas fix nitrogen to strengthen soil, while root vegetables, carrots, radishes, prefer loose soil. By choosing the right plants, your garden doesn't just produce for one season. The soil remains protected, microbial cycles stay active, and production continues uninterrupted. Perennial backbone. Never start from scratch. In a survival garden, the core system should consist of perennial plants. Why? Because short-lived plants require replanting every season. Perennials protect the soil, maintain continuous production, and prevent starting from scratch during crises. For a 100 square meter plot, a perennial backbone could include 3 to 4 fruit trees: apple, pear, plum. Provide fruit for years and act as windbreaks. 6 to 8 shrubs: blackberry, raspberry. Cover the soil, suppress weeds, and produce berries. 10 to 15 aromatic plants: thyme, lavender, mint. Nourish soil, support nutrient cycles, and supply fresh herbs. 1 asparagus bed provides perennial vegetables and ensures continuous harvest. 1 artichoke area, long-lived, low-maintenance vegetable source. This perennial backbone allows your garden to produce even during crises. Even if markets are empty or short-lived vegetables fail, your system already sustains you. In short, perennial plants equals garden backbone, equals crisis security and continuous production. This plan preserves soil health, keeps microbial cycles active, and sustains production for years. Layered production, imitating nature. Every ecosystem in nature maintains balance. Forests are never monocultures. Trees, shrubs, ground covers, and climbers coexist. Layered production in a survival garden mimics this balance. 1. Trees: apple, pear, plum. Produce food and provide shade and wind protection. 2. Shrubs: blackberry, raspberry, currants. Cover soil, suppress weeds, and offer extra fruit. 3. Ground covers: lettuce, arugula, spinach. Protect soil, reduce water loss, and yield small harvests. 4. Root vegetables: carrots, radishes, beets. Utilize deep soil layers and balance nutrient cycles. 5. Climbers, beans, peas. Maximize vertical space and fix nitrogen in soil. Diversity equals resilience. Each layer serves a unique role. If one fails, others continue producing. This layered structure not only increases yields but also protects soil, enhances disease resistance, and sustains food supply even in crises. Design by zones. Energy efficiency. In a survival garden, productivity doesn't depend solely on the plants you grow. It starts with smart spatial planning. Zone-based design places each plant where you can use your energy most efficiently, reducing wasted steps and effort. Zone 1. Daily vegetables. This area should be just a few steps from your home. Examples: lettuce, arugula, parsley, and other frequently harvested greens. Collecting daily produce is quick and convenient without leaving the house. Zone 2. Low-maintenance crops. Plants that require less attention but still provide consistent harvests. Examples: tomatoes, zucchini, peppers, and beans. This zone can be a bit farther away. Weekly or bi-weekly care is usually sufficient. Zone 3. Large area crops. Ideal for root vegetables and space-demanding plants. Examples: potatoes, pumpkins, corn, and carrots. These zones occupy more space but require minimal intensive care once established. Zone 4. Semi-natural area. Includes perennial vegetables and fruiting shrubs. Examples: asparagus, artichoke, and certain berry bushes. Semi-natural zones diversify the garden and support ongoing production. Zone 5. Natural wild area, reserved for wildflowers, weeds, and natural habitats. This area allows the soil to regenerate naturally and increases pollinator and insect diversity. Zone-based planning ensures optimal energy use and minimizes time spent moving around the garden. With thoughtful design, production continues uninterrupted and garden maintenance becomes far easier. Defensive design. Produce and protect. In a survival garden, productivity is only part of the equation. Equally important is protection and defensive design. Your garden must not only produce food, but also withstand external threats. Here are the essential defense elements and their functions. Spiny hedges. Plants like blackberry, hawthorn, or rosemary serve as natural boundaries while protecting the garden from wild animals and unwanted visitors. Windbreak tree rows. Trees such as cypress, elm, or pine reduce wind exposure, protect the soil, and prevent damage to crops. Shading. Large trees and climbing plants provide essential shade, protecting sensitive crops from intense heat and ensuring continuous production throughout the summer. Compost corner. Organic waste accumulates here, providing nutrients for the soil while also serving as a central, secure area within the garden. Seed storage area. Essential for any crisis scenario. In the event of drought or pest damage, it ensures the ability to restart production. Defensive design makes your garden not just productive, but also resilient and sustainable. With these structures in place, your garden can resist both natural challenges and potential crises, while maintaining a continuous flow of food production. Long-term maintenance. 3-year cycle. A survival garden does not become productive overnight. True success comes from long-term planning and patience. Expert permaculture designers recommend managing the garden with a 3-year cycle. Year 1. Setup. Prepare the soil, establish perennial plants, layered systems, and zones. Build your compost corner, seed storage area, and defensive structures. This year forms the skeleton of the garden. Year 2. Balance. Plants take root, microorganisms multiply, and water and nutrient cycles stabilize. Observation is key: which plants are thriving, which require extra care. Your garden responds like a living organism, beginning to self-balance. Year 3. System in place. The garden now sustains itself. Perennials produce consistently, layers work together, and zones are efficient in both energy and maintenance. Harvest flows are regular and uninterrupted. Remember, the garden is alive and you are its designer. Every decision you make affects its resilience, productivity, and sustainability. With this 3-year cycle, your garden doesn't just provide food, it protects soil health, supports microbial life, and continues feeding you even during crises. A survival garden is not a hobby. It is an energy strategy, a design discipline, a future insurance. You no longer have just a garden. You have a system, one that feeds you, protects the soil, and continues producing even in times of crisis. Every layer, every plant, every area is carefully planned. You designed it. The garden works. And this system provides you with security and continuity. In the next episode, we'll take the first step toward building your personal food system, starting with perennial plants. Remember, strategy begins before crisis. Watch the full series on this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next videos.